What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris, going to be casting another round 3 game from League of Dota Season 2. This is going to be week number 1, so we're starting fresh, and it's going to be, well, another round 3, so I guess it's pretty much the same skill gap you could expect from last game, though last game was kind of one-sided, so maybe not as much. It's going to be between Weaknezz on the Radiant AD Game Studio. I shouldn't call them AD. I don't know if they're actually Game Studio. That would be cool. On the Dire. And we have some pretty weird bans. I mean, all these heroes are seen OD, Invoker, as well as the Death Prophet, Nature Prophet, and they're all heroes that you see, but not heroes that you actually fear. Except for Death Prophet and OD. Those are kind of are understandable. Go into more niche strats, but maybe not the OD. OD is just terrifying in general. I think they warrant the bans. The other two, not so much. But either way, AD gonna pick the Naga Siren as well as Clockwork. And picking the Naga Siren as a first pick is kind of awkward, I think. I really don't think the Naga Siren is... I mean, she's a good support hero, don't get me wrong. Because that Song of the Siren will always be good at keeping your team safe. But is she first pick material? Is she better than Visage? I don't think she is. Because first of all, she is melee. And that is a huge, huge difference. You can't poke at your opponents without them being able to poke you back. And though she does offer some pretty powerful spells, her early game is more disable-oriented than Visage. And hell, you could kind of compare her a little bit more accurately to the Rubik, because Rubik is a lot more disable-oriented than the high damage-oriented heroes of Crystal Maiden and the Visage. But is she better than Rubik? I don't know. She can't displace heroes. She does some pretty good damage, but she doesn't have as much poke. Overall, I think Naga Siren is a good hero to pick up, but not that highly. Clockwork is a hero that you could pick up, and you could pick him up very highly, and that's completely fine. Gives you a lot of options at where you want to move forward in the game. Alchemist as well as the Venomancer being the picks from the Weaknezz side. We've been seeing Alchemist first pick pretty much every single game. I want to say every single game, because he's just such a versatile hero. He's a great support hero, does so much damage with that stun, it's ridiculous. But also he could scale later on, and I think the most important thing is that he makes everyone else do more damage too. Acid Spray is something that's fairly unique to Alchemist, and I mean, huge minus mass armor. Huge mass minus armor. That's how you would say it if you spoke English. But yeah, making your allies do more damage as well, plus being ridiculously tanky with this Chemical Rage, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And the Venomancer, of course, being that potential secondary support or / primary support along with that Alchemist, or could just be supporting the Alchemist in a carrying role. Weaknezz gonna ban out the Pugna. They're really scared of that pushing, banning out both Pugna as well as Death Prophet and the Weaver, seeing as though they have one stun, but maybe they aren't planning on picking up any more. Whereas AD, they're going to go for the Lifestealer ban, actually. I really don't think they have to worry about Lifestealer that much. Usually Naga Siren is a response pick to a Lifestealer. You see a Lifestealer on the other end, you say, can we pick up a Bane? No, that's unfortunate. Can we pick up a Naga? Yes, we can. We're going to go with that, because Ensnare goes through Rage. Song of the Siren doesn't go through Rage, but it kind of turns Rage around. If he's magic immune, you pop the Song of the Siren, suddenly all of his other allies are not in the fight, and then it's a 1v5. You could probably focus him down within the duration of that spell. But either way, flat out banning Lifestealer. They're going huge anti-Lifestealer this game. And you can't get any more anti-Lifestealer than a ban out. Silencer actually being the ban. Saw the Silencer last game. I would say it didn't work. Putting it generously, it didn't work at all. He did some pretty good work in the first couple of levels versus a very low-level Invoker, but that's not too much. Okay, so I know what's going on with AD. They're going to go for a huge Wombo combo. And these heroes, they're definitely not Falco. Setting up with the Song of the Siren, laying down a kinetic field into the silence. That's could be a game-winning move if you catch the right opponents off. And if you catch 4 or 5 of them off. If you catch a couple off, it could be a huge tool for you, but usually Song of the Siren, you want to be catching all of them. And then, of course, with Disruptor, catching as many as you can is as good, is better. Weaknezz going to go for Mirana. Could be a support. Her and Alchemist both could be easily interchangeable between who gets the farm. I think between the two, well, I don't know. I feel like they're both fairly even as far as their power and support goes. And then as far as farming goes, obviously Alchemist is going to be wanting to get more farm than Mirana. But then you have Mirana support, which is, I think, a little bit weaker than Alchemist support. So you have trade-offs either way. But Weaknezz, either way you put it, they have a good amount of versatility. And as long as they keep their spacing right versus AD, they should be finding those big team fights. However, if they get clustered up for just a little bit too long, oh, it's going to be painful. Yes, there is going to be some womboing and some comboing. Gyrocopter with that call down, adding more AoE damage to the static storm and silencing them, laying down that flat cannon call down into the storm and with the kinetic field. It's a lot of pain, but it's a very all or nothing strategy. If you mess it up, Disruptor and Naga Siren, they're both not very great support heroes outside of those team fights. And Weaknezz going to go for the Viper. So Weaknezz, they're definitely going to go try and avoid those team fights. If AD games can kind of avoid that and kind of stall up the game for a couple, for a couple of, I would say, 30-ish minutes, then they're in a good spot. Then their team fight is really going to come together. Then the Disruptor will have levels, Naga Siren will have levels, and Viper won't be as big of an issue. But if they get crushed in the lanes, they get crushed in the lanes, and then the game is just over. And their lanes aren't looking too strong right now. I mean, Disruptor as well as Naga Siren, they're both good support heroes, but as far as lane control goes, Disruptor is, I would say, on the weaker end, and Naga Siren is definitely on the weaker end. They don't have much damage between the two, and, well, they do have a good amount of lockdown between Glimpse and the net. It's going to be a lot of eggs in the Gyrocopter basket as far as actually doing enough damage to kill someone. And then at that point, you got to hope that that someone isn't Mirana. Because if it is, they just leap out, and then you're stuck there. Although, forcing out a leap into a net is a pretty good way of getting a kill regardless. Net does have a pretty large cast range.
5 seconds remaining.
Game Studio, what are they looking to ban out? They are going to ban out the Bane. Okay.
Team ban.
I don't think they know what Weaknezz is going for either. That's why they took that long to pick their ban. But Weaknezz, they need an offlane hero. Clockwork not available to them. I think Timbersaw would be potentially a little bit greedy. They'll have 2 stuns at that point, which that's not too bad, I think. I think Timbersaw would be a pretty good pick here for them if they have someone who could play it. This is also on a mutually agreed upon Lux server, so ping shouldn't be an issue. The Timbersaw is definitely a hero where ping could be an issue. Don't really want to be missing those angular shots. That will get you killed sometimes. Weaknezz going to take their time with this last pick. I think AD games, well, they still need a mid hero. A mid team fight, you gotta ban out the Queen of Pain, right? There's Queen of Pain or Puck. Puck would also be pretty good to ban out. Flip a coin, figure out which one. I mean, Viper is pretty good against both of them. Viper, I think, should be able to win the lane, assuming there's no rotational support from AD. Against Queen of Pain and Puck, probably would have a slightly easier time versus the Puck, I want to say. And, well, there you go. They're going to ban out the Puck, and then we're going to see what AD want. They have initiation, so I don't think Storm Spirit's really going to be the pick. And Storm Spirit versus Viper, you don't want to be the Storm Spirit in that matchup. It's just not fun. So AD, they still are looking for their mid lane hero. I think I was reading on fucking Mad's AMA. Disruptor mid, a thing. But I don't really think it's a thing, because Disruptor versus Viper, oh god, that's not a good matchup. That's a horrible matchup. And a Troll Warlord. Okay.
Radiant team
well, it's a hero that we haven't seen in a very long time. He's a hero that got dropped off due to the most recent nerfs to him. He was a pretty good hero right before those nerfs, but then I think his Whirling Axe's damage got reduced a little bit, or something happened to his mana cost, just small tweaks, and then he fell off the face of the earth. But Troll Warlord usually went towards the mid lane. Still, Troll Warlord versus Viper is not a good matchup, because Viper doesn't really have that many bad matchups in the mid lane, aside from, I would say OD's a pretty bad one, I'd say Razor's a pretty bad one, but then Viper is pretty much like one of the best laning heroes you could ask for. In AD games, their rotations aren't the best, but they're going to go for Storm Spirit, so seeing that Troll, they're going to go... What is going on here? Mirana offlane, Venomancer, Alchemist as supports, Viper farming, Storm Spirit mid? I still think you want to make that Viper match up with the Troll Warlord. That's such a favorable matchup for the Viper, that Storm Spirit versus Troll Warlord. It pales in comparison, though. Storm Spirit should have an easy time versus the Troll as well. I don't know. Weaknezz have a lot of flexibility in their lanes. Pretty much anyone that they have could go to the mid lane. Like, literally anyone could be in the mid lane right now, but either way, we'll see what they want to do. It shouldn't really matter too much, I don't think. but
Prepare
whatever.
for battle.
But anyway, guys, this is League of Dota Season 2, first week, sponsored by esports, e-gaming bets, rather, .com, so you could bet on esports and win stuff. Speaking of, and it's probably worth your time to check out at the very least. I don't think there's anything on my stream right now. I probably should add that, but the best time to add that is later, because right now we're in a game, so be sure to check them out. It's egamingbets.com, and that egamingbets is all one word, so yeah, just do that and see if it fits your interests. But we have a game right now. Weaknezz is going to be setting up for an aggressive tri-lane, it looks like. That is a dangerous tri-lane, though it's a little bit greedy as well. Let's see who else is going to be playing what. We have Sase Hase going to be playing that Viper. Shoulder is going to be on the mid lane, Storm Spirit. We have the tri-lane of Sucks to be Fresh on the Venomancer. Alchemist is going to be playing by, I have no idea, why do you do this to me? Mirana is going to be played by Gobliss. On the other side, AD. Weaknezz is going to be on the Gyrocopter. Lenka Konfekka. Why, guys? Why are you doing this to me? Is on the Disruptor. Foxka is going to be on the Naga Siren mid lane. Not surprisingly, is going to be Fury Man as the Troll Warlord. And last but not least, we have Mulka on the Clockwork. So, Viper versus Clockwork. Good luck, Clockwork. It's going to be very difficult for Viper to burn through the Clockwork just because he's a very, very tanky hero. Lots of regen with one share Tango especially. But still, he'll be able to get free harassment off, and as long as he keeps the spacing right, as long as he avoids a battery assault, he will be fine to dominate that lane, though he is going to miss the pull, so the lane is going to be in favor of the Clockwork for the initial clash. Shoulder versus Fury Man. I think Troll Warlord actually is going to be okay until Shoulder gets to level 6. Once that happens, Shoulder is going to completely stomp the lane, but of course all eyes are going to be on this top lane. Disruptor as well as Naga Sirens, not the best in tri-lanes, though Gyrocopter very, very good. Who's going to be farming here? I think, judging by the gear, well, there's no real way to tell, actually. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's going to be Gobliss farming, so it's going to be a support Alchemist. And, well, we are not going to leave this lane, I don't think. That's just not going to happen. Lots of creep jacking going to be going on, and I think it's got to be on the Weaknezz side to start something off. It's going to be a Gale from Sucks to be Fresh landing onto someone. That's going to mean that the Unstable Concoction is going to have time to be shaken up. That's going to mean the arrow is going to be all but guaranteed to land. And like a Confecta, is going to be a little bit careful. And, well, this is also a little bit dangerous. Oh, God. Both teams playing with fire right now. Thankfully. Actually, not thankfully. All lanes are capable of giving first blood right now. I would say the mid lane probably the least so. Storm Spirit probably needs level 6. And Troll Warlord needs Storm Spirit to really goof up and mess something up in order to draw first blood on the Storm Spirit. We do have Sucks to be Fresh as well as this guy. Going to be smoking up and rotating around to the mid lane. Does the Storm Spirit have a pullback? Yes, he does. Level 1 Electric Vortex. And Troll Warlord now in a little bit of trouble. He's going to bottle up. I think he smells something coming. Oh, yes, he definitely does. The smoke is going to be wasted. Stun's going to be wasted. And the Troll Warlord keeps himself safe. Stun's going to hit the Alchemist pretty hard. Shoulder doesn't really need the help as that much. Like, he's still doing very, very well in the lane, but yeah, rotational support first time is going to unfortunately fail. And the aggressive tri-lane, not keeping Weaknezz off the lane, so Gobliss, although he is getting more farm than the Gyrocopter with fewer heroes, not really going all that well for them. Taking a look at this bottom lane, 10 for 5 for the Viper versus Mulka's 2 for 0. Now that shouldn't be surprising to anyone. Viper is a king in the lane, and against a Clockwork who's good in the lane but not great, he's gonna have to deal with this. Viper he's probably not gonna get a kill until level 6 because he's not gonna be able to do enough damage, especially with the corrosive skin build instead of Nether Toxin. I would say that's a mistake. You don't need corrosive skin. You don't need that much corrosive skin, at least in this particular lane, so you might as well go for deeps in that Nether Toxin, or hell, even more poison attack. Although, no, you can't get more poison attack, so Nether Toxin, definitely what you want to do in this particular lane. So you could actually try to kill off the Clockwork, because the Clockwork's not going to kill you off. That's not going to happen, unless you really, really fuck up. Because you could just do stuff like this, and if you had Nether Toxin, the Clockwork would be down another 20, 30 HP. Doesn't sound like a lot, but when you stack that up with the scaling of Nether Toxin, it gets to a lot. By the way, Viper as well as Storm Spirit both leading the way as far as the gold per minute is concerned. Still with no first blood yet, and this aggressive tri-lane versus tri-lane situation not really leading to all that much. 12 for 2 is the Gyrocopter, as the Mirana is currently 7 for 2. Gyrocopter, not surprisingly, getting a little bit more farm, seeing as though there was rotation out from the other team. And, well, Shoulder Oh my god, I almost missed first blood, but I knew he wasn't going to die. I knew it. It was so clear. I didn't even bother looking. Troll Warlord is skipping with literally 5, or probably less than that, HP. So you just continue to watch this top lane. But nothing happened there. That was actually nothing. Still waiting for something to happen on this top lane. Gobis is getting decent farm, decent levels. But Sucks to be Fresh should really be on the front lines, trying to look for a Gale to White Nigga. If he gets a Gale on him, the follow-up would definitely be pretty harsh. And Gobis missing a couple CS, actually. Not the best right there. Storm Spirit, not quite yet level 6. It's also a reason why I wasn't really watching the mid lane. Storm Spirit wasn't level 6, shouldn't be getting kills. No Fury Man. 16 is actually going to bully Shoulder right back. Whirling Axes, both of them going to hit. No bashes, unfortunately. Shoulder going to walk away from that. And now Sucks to be Fresh. Going to go super aggro. Gale? No Gale. Going to hold it for now, but they need to start being actually aggressive in this aggressive tri-lane. If they sit back and just let the Mirana do this, then the pulls from Foxka as well as Lenka Konfektka, they're going to eventually give them an advantage. And oh, Foxka, this might be it. This is going to be an arrow thrown, hit onto absolutely nothing. You don't really want to freehand those, but they're going to dive deep. No, yes, turn back. That's the smart move. There's an Naga Siren right there. And, well, they're not going to get anything. Gobis, that was a very, very ambitious arrow. You can land those arrows if the enemies don't see them coming, and from that angle they won't see you coming. But still, you have a Venomancer, you have an Alchemist. You might as well go for, arrow off of setup, because there's no reason not to, right? Shoulder now is level 6, though with 3 points Electric Vortex, won't be able to do the most damage. Still a lot of damage to Fury Man. He does have a couple bottle charges, and Fury Man has one fewer bottle charge, so Shoulder really flexing his muscles in this lane now, 30 for 7 versus the 20 for 5. Oh god, I'm gonna miss first blood, guys. It's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen. I feel it. But Viper now has Viper Strike. Mulka's got to be a little bit careful, though. Still no Nether Toxin. White Nigga gonna get galed up. The field is there, but it's not gonna be missed first blood today. Goblis gonna draw first blood. Foxka still slowed down. Leap forward from Goblis. They want to keep going. Do they want to actually tower dive this? Needs a lot more than that. And one more right click. It's gonna work. It's gonna draw another kill for the Venomancer. Lenka's going to receive a kill in exchange, but the stun is being charged up. Will be thrown. Goblis does not have any mana for this one. Is claritying up, but here comes Shoulder with the haste rune. Lenka is going to get beaten down. What a good guy, Alchemist. Holding off his last hit, giving it to Shoulder. That's 3 for 1 off of a very, very passive couple of minutes all of a sudden. We have 4 kills on the board. And Shoulder still with the haste rune. Going to now say hello to Fury Man. And see how much damage he could do to him. Not that much, all things considered. But still, Goblis getting 1 kill, 2 assists is the Mirana. What more could you ask for? Killing off White Nigga as the first kill as well. That's just the cherry on top. And that's pretty much exactly why Disruptor is not a strong hero in these tri-lane situations, especially with abilities going. Usually you would say you want to max out Glimpse because it's a great skill. But in this particular Tri-v-Tri situation, you want as much damage as possible. Going for Thunderstrike and going for anything but Thunderstrike, in my opinion, in this particular lane, is a mistake. Because you need as much power as you possibly can. Shoulder going to get netted up. Is going to still do damage to Fury Man, though. The missed chance might not be able to make it happen. Won't be able to make it happen. Foxka keeping his teammate alive. But you really, really want the damage from the Thunderstrike. Because Kinetic Field, although it's a good skill, it's not going to win you these lanes. Arrow going to fly, and Unstable Concoction going to fly as well. Spells being thrown everywhere to absolutely no effect. So Disruptor pretty much dead weight in the lane. He can't do much except for hold them in place for the Gyrocopter to do damage. But the Gyrocopter is being initiated upon. What damage is he going to do? He's going to panic press the Rocket Barrage, but that's about it. Nothing else can be gained from that. Shoulder holding on to his lane. Hase holding onto his lane as well. Maxing out the Krusk. I really don't like this choice. I feel like getting the Nether Toxin is... Nether Toxin is something that people max out. Like right off the bat. 1 point in Poison Attack, max out Nether Toxin. Because having so much damage is so great. Because once you hit level 6, you don't really have to rely on your Poison Attack to slow. I like getting Poison Attack, but that's just me. He's not taking much damage from the missiles, but really, would he be taking much damage from the missiles anyway? I don't really think so. It's a level 2 missile, level 1 missile. That's not really something to be scared of. So Sase Hase, kind of questionable, but here we go. Ball ending in from shoulder. Viper Strike is thrown as well. Mulka can drop the cogs, but that's not going to be enough. Sase Hase drawing first blood off of shoulders drawing another kill off shoulders initiation. That definitely was not first blood. Lenka Confecta is going to be in a little bit trouble. Gale, another free-handed arrow. Why are you throwing those free-handed arrows? Sucks to be fresh. Gale up. There you go. It's another kill on the Disruptor. Sucks to be fresh. Stuck in the field, and the stun from the Alchemist. Chuck it, throw it. Vashka will take it to the face. But another kill going onto the top lane as Weaknezz, taking a pretty good advantage. But here comes Troll Warlord, not the best ganker in the game. Going to first hide, as if he gets caught, he's just dead. Wow, everyone's going up to this top lane. They want blood. Sucks to be fresh. Gonna get netted down. Here comes the Troll. Whirling Axe is doing a lot of damage. No bashes just yet. Whirling Axe is number 2. Gonna fly through as well. White Nigga without the call down and Mirana's ultimate. Gonna bail everyone out. There's no sentries here. He's gonna eat the missile to his invisible face. But 5 heroes to the top lane, they get absolutely nothing. Mirana with the Moonlight Shadow bailing her entire support cast out. Sucks to be fresh as well as this guy. Both going to walk home alive. And Viper as well as Storm, not with a care in the world. They're just chilling in lane, getting more farm. And AD, they have to take a tower right now, or else this is not worth it at all. They will be able to take this tower, I think, but it'll take them a really long time. There's no one here that's really good at pushing. I mean, Troll Warlord's pretty good with battle trance, but with no creep wave, that's not really worth it. And especially when the enemy team wants to fight, Alchemist is going to come in, drop some acid. The net's going to fly onto Liu Shirahimu, and Fury Man going to go right to the front lines. Where's the rest of his team? He's panicking right now. Where's the rest of the team? The rest of the team's like, fuck you, Troll. We're not going to have any part of that. That's dumb. 3v5, and the 3 comes out on top. Mid lane tower also dying to shoulder. And all of a sudden, AD are way far behind in this game. 7,500 gold, almost the same amount of experience, and Lufterminiminimin is going to get stunned onto that Clockwork, eating an arrow straight to the face as well. Good night, Clockwork. Good try, I guess, but not good enough. Clockwork is full of gasoline because he just blew up. Shoulder going to find an Invisor, and Sase Hase not even bothered by the rest of his team. I mean, this tower is in deny range. He doesn't give a shit. He's just sitting down here, now at the point Nether Toxin finally doing more damage. 7-1, and the lane that I expected to be the most finicky for Weaknezz is actually proving to be the strongest. Sase Hase challenge mode. Got the tower destruction. Well done, sir. 1,400 gold, and he's going to go for a Staff of Wizardry that most certainly would be a Aghanim Scepter. Though I do like Point Booster first. I feel like the mix of health and mana is probably the best, but who knows? Might be a 4-staff, might be a Rod of Atos, because Viper needs more slows. 7-1 and AD, they're really struggling right now. As I said before, they needed about 30 minutes to get their levels up to a point where their ultimates will devastate the enemy team. But it looks like Weaknezz, they're not going to give it to him. Storm Spirit invisible. Oh no. No, Gyrocopter, please, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, he did it. He's going to drop the missile, but he probably shouldn't have even worried about that. Lil for Wilden's going to go onto Fury Man. Arrow going to follow through as well. Whirling Axes will not come in time. Shoulder going to come through. And here comes Fresh. It's going to get, he's going to get cogged in with Mulka, but Mulka now, it's like, you're not, he's not trapped in with you. You're trapped in there with him. Sase Hase draws a double kill this time. It's going to be Weaknezz pulling all their heroes to the top lane. Getting 3 kills on top of that, that's how you do it, man. That's how you do it. AD simply cannot take fights at this point in the game. They don't have the lineup for it. Clockwork's pretty good, but not when he's like up 1v4, 1v5, and Troll Warlord, he needs more time, he needs more space. What AD should have been doing is just turtling up, trying to lose their lanes or trying to mitigate their loss of lanes as much as possible. But now, if they try to take this, they will just lose, I'm pretty sure. No Static Storm still. Net gonna fly, but there's the Moonlight Shadow. They have the flexibility to run or go in if they want to. They take the tower, burn the Mirana ultimate, but that's completely fine because the top lane is completely carved out. Drums up on the Mirana now. Aghanim Scepter completed on the Viper. This guy is loaded. Holy crap, he's loaded. And of course, you have the Alchemist with the Medallion. Going to build towards a Vlad's, I believe. When you're ahead, get more ahead. Might as well keep pouring on that pressure. Don't give your enemies a chance to come back into this game. I also like this Viper build, going for not Plague Wards, going for, the full Venomous Gale build. Usually you would say Plague Wards are really good, you get the Plague Wards. But in such a situation where you're fighting all the time, Plague Ward's probably not going to be the best tool for it. You might as well just max out your damage because you're going to be bursted down real quick. And if you get the Gale off, that's value. You have all 4 of your skill points out on the field, and you're done. Right now, Weaknezz, they're ahead, and this is by how much right here. Arrow going to fly. Ooh, split the wickets just a little bit. But everyone except for Sase, they're on the mid lane, and I'm pretty sure they could take a 4v5 fight as well. Well, maybe not. Depends on how the Star Storm lands. With Mirana out of mana, you can't do it. Not going to happen. Shoulder is pretty low as well. They could easily take this tier 2, the rest of the tier 2 towers. Viper working towards a BKB, it looks like. Could be a Sange for Halberd? Probably not. Big smoke up from AD. I like this. They have to make something happen. They have to catch people off guard. But if it doesn't really work, it won't really work ever. And Shoulder sitting next to an invisibility rune and a haste on him. Oh, yep, you're not going to kill him. That's not going to happen. Not a chance in hell. They know where he is. But, oh, there we go. He's going to turn around for Foxka. Foxka's going to get stunned up as well. Kaboom! That Naga Siren just got annihilated. Hookshot in from the Clockwork, but he's way out of his league right now. It's, again, a 1v3 from the Clockwork. He's going to drop. Shoulder with a double kill. And another kill is on the way. Weaknezz is going to drop everything he has. Static Storm as well, but really it's not going to do anything. Triple kill for Shoulder. Make it 4, Shoulder. Make it 4. Ah, Sase. Sase, please. Either way, 15 for 1. 15 minutes into the game. Like clockwork, cleaning up the AD side. And there's the GG call. 15 minutes nice and clean. We're going to be moving on to another game, guys. I think all the round 3 games should be mostly finished by now, so probably round number 4 is where we're going to be headed. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Well done to Weaknezz, steamrolling AD. And that's going to be it. Thanks for watching, guys. We're going to be moving on to another game after a short break. GG.